All right. Thanks again for making the Locked On Ole Miss podcast your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. So do us a favor, subscribe to the YouTube channel, participate in the conversation by commenting or upvoting the video, and hit the bell for notifications. Also, I want to let you know that these days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. That is why LinkedIn Jobs helps find the right people for your team faster and for free. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. Its terms and conditions apply. Hey, I am here with Jason Jordan. We're going to do a little bit of college basketball recruiting, a little bit of refresher on this year's class, a little look forward into next year's class. Jason, how you doing, man?
Doing well, man. Doing well. How about you?
I'm doing quite well. With it being a bye week and this being a crazy football-centric show, I did want to take an opportunity to hit basketball since the season's about a week away. It's gotten here really quick.
Yeah, yeah. It's so crazy. It always. But I find myself saying this every early November. It's like, oh, it's here. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it really is. Now, the 2022 class, these are players that are going to potentially contribute on Ole Miss's team this year. Amaree, Abram, Malik Ewan, TJ Caldwell. Talk a little bit about that class and some of the standouts that could emerge from it.
Yeah, so I really like the class. I really like Amaree. I think Amaree, I think Amaree could potentially be, the fastest guard in the world. Just he plays really fast, high tempo, but he plays really smart, a high IQ guy, and he's going to definitely bring that energy, which is what you want at that spot, for sure. And Malik, just a big body down there who checks off a lot of boxes, and just I like to say he's like an impact player, meaning he's not just going to do one thing and you're going to point to that one thing and say, okay, this is what he does. So he's going to fill the stat sheet, and he's going to contribute in ways that are not even on the stat sheet, because hustle plays, deflections, change of shots, change of thought process for I always say that the other team coming down there. So he's a guy, at his size, 6'9", but he can step out and play big, but he's also great hands and finishes plays and things like that. So he's a guy I'm really high on. Then you got TJ, who may be one of the most athletic players in that class, but just real bouncy, real rangy, and he's able to get out in transition and be kind of that spark that you guys could definitely. But I think I would say Amaree is the guy that I would look at in that class. It's hard because I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of those guys can be a contributor, but I would look at Amaree he's a high IQ guy. What I like about him is as fast as he plays. Most of the time, when you talk about a guy who plays at that pace, they're unable to play at a slower pace. They tend to know one speed when that's their strength, but he's able to calm down and dictate pace and play the half court set, run the offense, and he makes good basketball winning plays. So he's a guy that your fans are going to eventually love.
Yeah,
I'm confident.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to whenever it tips off next week. Now, let's move to next year's class, the class of 2023. One of the players that stands out that everybody's talking about is the kid from MRA, Madison Ridgeland Academy, Josh Hubbard, who to me, whenever I watch him play, I see a little bit of Steph Moody in his game. A slight guy, kind of a bouncy guy, shoots the outside shot very well. Talk about this class and, again, Josh Hubbard in specific.
Yeah, what I love about Josh is, first, I like to say he's a high IQ guy, right? And so at that position, that is entirely what you want and need there for sure. But he's adept at getting downhill, getting to the rim. I have not seen anyone that can stay in front of him. He's getting to his spots early and often. But, when he gets there, he's a guy who also plays a couple plays ahead in his head. So he's a guy. That's why he's a high IQ guy. But He's adept at delivering the ball to teammates in positions where they can be most effective. So he's a thinker, but he's also a 3-level scorer. He knows when to call his own number, and that's big too, because at that position, especially even with seniors, they're still younger players when they get to college. He knows when to call his own. At this point, he does, and I've only seen that. He knows when to call his own number and when to, run the offense and run it through, because I believe it's because he thinks a couple plays ahead. So he's a guy who's definitely going to be, and I know why the buzz is around him, and it's warranted. But he's a guy who's definitely going to be a fan favorite for you guys, 1,000%.
So Josh Hubbard or DeShawn Ruffin at the same stage in high school. How about a little comparison there?
Woo, that's tough, because I'm a DeShawn guy. I'm a DeShawn guy. He was different, man, because DeShawn went out and just obliterated the competition at the Nike EYBL. I mean, I never understood. I always thought he was underrated, even though he ended up being pretty highly rated. I always felt like he was still underrated just because of his size. But he went out there and he roasted everybody. Everybody he went up against, he just cooked them. But so I would probably same stage give just based off the numbers he put up in the UIB, I would give DeShawn a slight edge there. But they play a little bit different. I feel like Josh is a little bit more of a stronger guard. He can absorb contact a little bit better and finish through it. And DeShawn was more like wiry up and down, but energy, you're not going to match his energy. So I would give it a slight edge to him. But I mean, we're talking about 2 levels of great there. Yeah. So we're winning either way.
So Ole Miss got some length also in the 2023 class with Rashad Marshall and Jordan Burks. Talk about them, what people can expect from them.
Yeah, I like Rashad. Big body down there, rim protector, great hands, but he has great anticipation and timing on his shot blocks. And so that's one of the things that really stands out to me. And then you got Jordan Burks, who, at his size at 6'10", I won't call him a finesse player because he's strong, but I mean, he's out there maneuvering like a wing, a guard. He can handle the ball that well, and he's great. I mean, he's like a dream in the high post. You could facilitate an offense through him. So if you're running that high-low at the high post, I mean, he's gonna, because he's very agile and very skilled. So he's knocking down shots from 15 feet very efficiently, and he can create his own shot from the perimeter, and he's efficient, launching the 3-point balls, the long ball. So I definitely think he's going to be a guy. That's the one I would say, look out for him to really be a star in that class, just because of his skill set. His skill set is just, it's an NBA. He has more of an NBA game. That's the best way to put it.
All right. Yeah. And before we get out of here, in the 2022 and 2023 class, it can be a totality, it could be anything. What are fans not thinking of? Like all these pieces when combined, is there a stylistic thing? Is there something that we're missing?
Yeah. Well, are you saying because the fans are they getting restless? Are they not happy? When you say
no. Like stylistically, with the way that Kermit Davis played at MTSU, is this team a fit for what that was compared to what he did the first couple of years at Ole Miss?
Right. So the trend in college basketball as a whole, and clearly the trend based off what you guys are signing and going after, is you want to flood the court with playmakers, especially at the guard position, who can play interchangeable at the different guard positions. Basically, you want to have a team of guys who can get the rebound and go. And if you look at the national champions for the last couple of years, those are the guys who have won. He's a point guard, give him the ball on the outlet. No, we don't do that anymore. Let's go. Everybody go, And clearly that's where the game is going. That's where it's evolving. We were just talking about Jordan Burks, and just talking about his versatility. But you want You want length and versatility, and you're flooding the court with playmakers, and that's clearly what you guys are doing in the next two classes. I mean, with the current class and the class after. And so that's where the game is going. That's how you win. And I would trust the process because you guys are definitely getting the personnel to build a successful program for years to come.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. Kermit probably needs to turn it around, but the SEC has got – Kermit has the bad misfortune of the SEC just becoming real about the same time that he came into the league.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But it's trending in the right direction, so I would definitely lean in on that.
Okay. Anyway, thank you, Jason, and thanks for making the Locked On Ole Miss podcast your first listen today. For your second listen today, check out Locked On Sports Todays. From the games that matter most to the biggest stories in sports, go beyond the scoreboard and behind the scenes with local experts and insights from Locked On. Locked On Sports Today, available on this app, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcast. Jason Jordan joined us today. Thank you very much. We'll have to do it again shortly, whenever we can.
Look forward to it, Steve. Anytime.
All right. Thanks, bud.